Hello and welcome as we continue to try and understand the trends that lie ahead for the IT services, outsourcing and consulting business. And no one better to ask that question or pose those set of questions to Manglik, former chairman of Accenture, who's also on the board of the IIT Kanpur, as well as a host of other companies. He joins us today at the Nasscom studio. Thanks very much for joining us, Mr. Manglik.
Pleasure to be here, Govind.
So you've had, you've been in many vantage points, one of those being at the head of Accenture.
Yes.
And growing a company to a scale which no one, including most of your then competition,
yes.
ever imagined.
Yes.
Right? So when you look at this industry today, is it as easy to get in, scale up? Should companies do it, or should they do things differently at this point of time?
I think, well, that's an interesting question. The real issue is, was it easier before? Is it going to be harder in the future? No, I don't think so, because at any given point in time, when great remarkable developments happen, it happens through a confluence of time, space, circumstances, and smart people who see the opportunity. So good people will see the opportunity in the future also. I don't think, now, the future doesn't happen in a straight line or on a steady rate. It happens in jerks. It has surprises for us. So the implication for the companies and their leadership and people who are setting the course is you can never afford to set the course and set and forget. You have to be very alive and course correct as needed, be alive to opportunities, new opportunities, and take care of both the platform that is carrying you and at the same time going for white spaces, which may be the new opportunities of the future.
So what would those white spaces be today if you were to cast your eye?
Well, let me answer it this way. To a substantial degree, the model on which this industry grew, and I'm a great admirer of it, being a part of it, is somebody gives you the technical specs or somebody sets you the boundary and then you build against it. You know, somebody gives you a blueprint, so to speak. I think that as this competition grows, the mentality will have to move, and it's already moving. All the industry leaders are there and thinking that way, to saying, what do I have to do for my client or customer to view me as critical and valuable and to be somebody who they must have in their tent. That means that it has to be more than taking a productivity proposition or a cost proposition and looking ahead to see what are the challenges the customer is facing. Once you start from there, then it's far easier to work back to, so is there a productive role for me in my company, either the company as it is or as it could be, to add that value. And that means that we all have to learn to look at the world through the customer's eyes, because everything we do has to be linked to what their priorities and pain points are.
So most companies start on that footing, and yet obviously not everyone manages to get there.
Yeah. So I think the main difference is that in order to do that, it takes more than just smarts. Of course it takes smarts, and our people in India are very, very smart, but it's not that easy to understand the industry issues unless you've had some exposure and experience, either by working side by side with your customer or through whatever means. You can't learn it from a textbook. So I think the capability that people are going to have to develop is having deep industry expertise, not in their industry, but in their customers' industries. If you want to serve airlines, you'd better know at least as much, possibly more, about many aspects of airlines operation than the customer does. Then you'll see the opportunity, you'll be able to respond to what you're asked to do, and even better yet, go on your own initiative to the client and say, I want to talk with you about this issue that I see, and have you thought of doing the following, and here's how we can help you. That's how it works.
Right. 2013, do you see scope and opportunity for new entrants in the IT services and BPO space at all?
Well, if somebody is trying to enter purely on a Me Too formula, I think your question implies that that's going to be very hard. So it always has to be based on how can I upset the current arrangement and do something else that nobody else is doing. So just to create an example, there's a lot of, somebody could come in and either through the business model that they offer, through how they'll be paid based on shared success, or bring in the use of analytics or big data in a way that nobody else is doing, to solve problems that nobody else is doing. That's always possible.
So big data is one theme that seems to be recurrent this season.
Well, I think it's been happening for a long time. Frankly, the person who led the discussion on it yesterday, Manoj Singh, friend of mine, we were in business school together, and we were talking about these things even then. So now the time has come, and the technology has become available where you can do these massive integrations or consolidation, that's even not the right term, synthesization of data from multiple sources in a very quick way. So I use that only as an illustration, but people will have to come up with what they see as the opportunity.
And what's your broad prognosis for technology consulting and technology services this year?
Well, I always shy away from making such short-term outlook statements because, I mean, in general, I think it is good.
Okay.
But the reason I shy away is, we live in a complex world, and the question you are asking depends on a lot of things, many of which are not controllable, and many of which are not predictable. But I would say this, that under current conditions, if the world outside stays stable, the global business situation does not go dramatically topsy-turvy, I think we are on a good steady growth rate, and it's probably more a function, at least for the short term which you defined, is the stuff that will provide the results of the short term. A lot of this is already being in the kitchen and being cooked because these projects are long lead time. People know what projects they are pursuing, which the high likelihood projects are, and other projects they have. Now it becomes more chancy when you start getting into futurology, and I don't do that.
So last question, I mean, on the future but not futurology. You're going to be teaching at Carnegie Mellon, so it's a very interesting transition. You've been chairman of Nasscom, Accenture, which is the executive part, of course, and you're going to go into a teaching role. So what are you going to be teaching?
Well, first of all, it's it is exciting, but it's teaching only as an adjunct professor. It's not like I become a permanent academic.
Sure.
I don't think I'm qualified. But they've invited me to teach a course on leadership, and I'm working on designing the course right now. I'm quite fired up about it, and the reason for that is that I personally don't believe in how-to cookbooks. So this will not be a cookbook on how to be a good leader, like how to dress for success, not so. I hope to construct a more reflective approach, where there will be a conceptual framework, but which I hope to bring to life by taking specific examples of known great leaders in all their perfections and imperfections, and involving the class and looking at it that way. And part of the excitement is I don't have all the answers. So when there are smart students challenging, questioning, then I will learn from them too, and the thinking will evolve.
Right, Mr. Manglik, all the best for your new initiative and teaching assignment. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Govind.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be with you.